So what do homesteaders and preppers do during the winter months when it's freezing cold outside? Stay tuned. You're about to learn what we do during these cold, lonely months. Today's topic is going to be focused more on what do we do during the winter months when it's really cold out, so a lot of our projects outside are basically on hiatus till warmer weather comes through, where we can work. Well, right now during these, we're having a freezing temperatures. Basically, the high right now is in the teens. At night, it drops down to single digits, and basically feels colder than that. So, other than basically trying to check on our animals and stuff, we're doing very little outside. However, that doesn't mean that the work and the planning stops. Yes, this is more of a rest zone for us. We're being able to take it easy. We're not plowing up or picking our plants or gardening and things like that. But we are preparing for that. We are planning. Even here in the next little bit, we're going to be starting our basically sweet potato slips. But we're planning and we're laying out what we're going to grow this year, what we need, what we're going through our pantries to see what we're short on, so that we can sort of look at, okay, we need to grow this, or we have an abundance of this, so we don't necessarily need to grow this. So when it comes to garden planning, there's a lot of things that you've got to consider. We practice rotational garden, rotational garden planting, so that we don't plant the same type of crop in the same location. We plant so that basically the soil is replenished in nutrients. Bugs, we don't plant potatoes in the same place every year, because that helps prevent the Colorado potato beetles from basically attacking, because they'll be in that spot the next year. And so if you rotate your garden, then basically you're preventing a lot of natural pests. Not all, but a good portion of them. You also got to consider if you want to do companion planting. What you're actually going to put beside this or with this to help prevent other bugs or infestations. So it's not, oh, I'm just going to go out there and put the corn in the same spot, peas, green beans, and stuff. If you do that, will your garden grow? Maybe. It might still have some, but rotating and doing a rotational garden will actually increase your yield, reduce your pest problems, and replenish the soil on much needed nutrients. So it's kind of a win-win. But to do that, you've actually got to do some planning, because everyone's garden is going to be different, but your space is going to be different. A lot of people have just like a square or rectangle. Our garden, our in-ground gardening, was kind of funky triangle-ish, because that's the lay of our land. So planning ahead and knowing, okay, this crop takes up a lot of ground area, such as watermelons or pumpkins that will spread. We've came up with systems on, okay, we're going to put up a trellis system to work those vines over. We're going to plant this over here this year, this with this, and so forth. But to know what you need, what you lack, what you have an abundance of, and go through and actually planning and drawing out and putting what you're going to do and where you're going to put it. It takes time. I know for us, we use a website, garden8.com. to help plan and organize when we're actually going to start growing things, how soon we can put it out. Are we going to do succession planning and so forth on certain things? So we also plan out not only our spring garden, but what we're going to grow in the summer months and in the fall. And will this crop be done in time to put this other crop in there for the rotation and keep it going? It's actually it can get pretty complex. So we use garden8.com as garden ATE, not the number 8.com. And we've also looked into using almanac.com, their little growing system. It's pretty good, but you can get a free trial, but you have to pay for that. We budget conscious, so we try to do things like that, or basically the free things that help. But we also will draw out on a piece of paper what our land looks like and actually start placing and designing our garden. This year's going to be a little bit different because we've got raised beds that we've put in. So it's still a busy year, or busy time of year, trying to plan ahead for the upcoming year. But we're not doing the physical labor, we're doing more of the mental labor. So yes, this is kind of a rest time, but we're still working. And we're still planning our projects on what we're going to be doing this upcoming year. So just wanted to keep those that might think that homesteading is easy or that you take the winters off. That's not necessarily the case, because you still got to do the animals, and you're always planning and doing little things. But stay warm, stay safe, and thank you for joining us at Survival Homestead Teaching Farm.